Alec was a troublesome, mean bully of a brother. His sister, Hazel Miller, was much kinder. The twins both had curly blonde hair. Hazel had neat locks, Alec had a messy fringe. Both of them wore reddish-brown freckles. Alec Miller had very mixed feelings for fazbear entertainment. He loved all the animatronical performances, especially when Foxy the pirate took stage. But he only got to go when it was his sister's birthday, and selfish as he was, he didn't like to see her and her friends have fun while he sat around, unable to do anything. But he wanted this party to be different. He snuck into the ticket booth and took out the winning ticket for a Yarg Foxy doll. Hours passed. Alec held a smirk on his face, waiting to see his little sister's disappointment as she left with only pieces of card in her hair. But something strange just then occurred. No one had noticed just yet. Everyone was just eating the common pizzeria servings, pizza. Hazel looked down. She had just finished a vegetarian pizza. She looked at the shiny, reflective, black confetti-patterned plastic plate, and in her golden locks was the winning ticket. Her eyes lit up, her face gleamed. She'd won it. She ran to the counter and exchanged the sparkling crimson ticket for the Yarg Foxy doll. She went to show it to everyone. First, she showed it to her friends, then her parents, and then... "Alec?" she asked as she searched the pizzeria. After 5 minutes of foraging the restaurant for her older brother, she heard a subtle thud. It was coming from the pizzeria restrooms. "Alec, are you okay?" she said as she creaked open the door. "Alec, What do you want?" screamed Alec. He was obviously crying, and it seemed he had been the whole night. Dried tears tracked down his pale face, his frown sad and shaky. "I have something for you." You see, the truth was, he, Alec, his whole life wanted this toy, and somehow it made him want to take it away from Hazel even more than his bully side would like to admit. Hazel slowly pulled the new toy from her back. "Oh, what? Are you gonna brag about that stupid thing? I hate that thing!" He couldn't look his sister straight in the eyes. He knew deep down he wanted it. Slowly, she handed her brother the toy. Alec was rage itself, formed into a human body. He snatched the toy and proceeded to rip off its plushy arm. He stormed off, tears running down his face, leaving only a sad, depressed Hazel. Meanwhile, Alec was in the storage closet, the only place he thought safe enough that no one would find him. His surroundings, but then something caught his eye. A lonely Freddy lying down next to the door. He could have sworn it wasn't there before. He sat down, ashamed of his actions. He looked back. In the lonely Freddy's metallic eyes, he saw the true version of himself, from someone else's perspective. But he didn't just see himself and the tears running down his whitened face. He saw the spiky interior of his soul. The truth was, he was not the victim. He was not being pushed away. He was not the one who should have been crying. He was making himself the victim. He pushed away his loved ones in fear and paranoia. His wet eyes were a dull emerald green. But now they might as well have been purple like the devil's himself. His ears started ringing, and he soon fell unconscious. He looked around. He found himself in a small glass box, hanging by a loose chain. Around him, he could only distinguish one thing: a black, empty void. Suddenly, television screens lit up all around him, most static, but some not. In the non-broken screens, he could see what seemed like recordings of him being a monster. Every time he tormented Hazel, playing over and over in his head. With a snap, he woke up. He wanted to get up, but he couldn't. He tried to lift up his arms, but he couldn't. And there, from the corner of his eyes, he saw it. A large boy with curly, blonde hair, green eyes, and a woolen jumper. His mind struggled to comprehend what he was seeing. Then it clicked. He saw himself. "Wait, no!" he screamed as it stood up. He looked where he was lying. He was neatly sitting behind a door. "No!" he screeched as he saw it look directly into his metallic eyes. Then it winked and walked away with a happy family.